Arif, can we test your screen share again just to see if that works?
Yes, let's do that. Can you see it?
I can see it, yeah. Let me ask in the chat. Can you all see the screen share? Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yes, and the video is good.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Can you all see Sheikh?
I can see, yeah, I can see the Sheen screen sharing. Oh, you mean, can they see me?
Yeah.
I can't see you.
Oh, yeah, people are saying they can't see it.
What's that?
We
They
can't
said
see
they
you.
can't see Sheikh, but they can see the screen sharing.
Okay, so let me then sign out of Telegram and come back in again. All right.
You know, I could see him this time.
Yeah, I could see him as well, but it seems like the admin can and nobody else can for some reason. I don't know.
I wasn't able to see him. I wasn't able to see him.
If this carries on, we're just gonna have to get on with it.
Yes, Khadija, please watch the recording before tomorrow's webinar, inshallah. And we're hoping that somebody will be able to give a summary. Can you all see Sheikh now?
What are we saying, folks?
I can see him.
I can see him.
Well, it's obviously zero. You lot keep telling us, yeah, we ascertain that the admins can see, bro. Let's let the people respond.
I can't.
Even some admins can't. And everybody's saying no. Absolutely everybody's saying no.
So
Sheikh, do you want to try from your phone or something?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it just a camera point of view? Because I can do this, for example. Let's see that. Let's try this. That's the second option.
Can you all see Sheikh now? No.
No.
I think you need a different device, Sheikh.
Okay, I'm not sharing the screen, am I? Right?
No, it's just Arif and potentially Naeem.
Right. Okay. Let me try coming on from the phone. All right, guys, just bear with me, folks.
I'm just imagining people who aren't on the chat right now. They're gonna come back to like 6,000 notifications. Yeah. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what's going on. We'll get started soon enough, inshallah. 6,001. You know, I'm not sure, Danish. You said I don't think there's anything wrong with Sheikh's device because I was having issues on my iPad, and then when I switched to my laptop, it seemed fine. I'm hoping it'll work when he switches devices. Can you all see Sheikh now?
Nope.
Nope. I think that this is an issue with maybe with multiple people presenting, multiple.
Can we try Arif, can you come back on, see if anybody can see you?
Yeah, I can share my screen here.
So I couldn't see Sheikh before, but I can see him now.
Yeah, it's just reverted because I could see him before, now I can't. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, people are saying they can see your screen.
Yeah,
to be honest, Sheikh, they don't need to see you, man.
Yes.
They need to see Arif's screen. They need to see.
Correct.
They need to see thing. And the recording will show you anyway. I think, yeah.
Yeah, normally the recording comes good, man. It's and you don't need to see me 100%. Let me just go back to thingy. I'm going to come back into. I don't like this phone before, so you set that up, Arif.
Okay. I'll just mute myself.
So everybody, I think you'll be able to see him in the recording, inshallah. But for now, we'll just have to carry on. It's not working no matter which way we try it.
Bismillah, folks. Thank you with that. Right. So even in the right-hand side, obviously I'm in the corner there. We're going to jump straight to it. Essentially, the major update, I think what I'll do is I'll build it into this video that you see from Arif. Okay. What you are seeing is a video that's going to be released a little bit later. We might go and tidy this up a bit. Okay. And the reason I say this is because there are actual updates happening right now, fundamental ones that are changing the structure. Some of you already know about these because you've been going on looking at the different packages and the like, and you're seeing certain things that you might not have seen before when you're playing around when the global packages were released last couple of weeks, and you're starting to see, whole kinds of stuff. So the issue now is that we've got to make sure that we release accurate information. And that's why we're going to have another session tomorrow. You'll see the link for that and the like. And also, as I was mentioning before, now we need to start collecting that data. That data differs, right? You've got likes, which is a very weak measure of the popularity of a program. Everybody just presses that for convenience purposes. It doesn't indicate anything, actually, that's the one that I'm definitely going for. So you should not be so silly to look at a program and see 500 likes on it and say, forget that one, okay? I have all the numbers, all the breakdowns of all the different places. I will be sharing all of this with you when it comes to strategy tomorrow, right? You don't need to worry about that now. Actually, there's very little for you to worry about now. It's just a good idea that when Nusuk goes back up, that you can configure your program, your package. I actually want everybody on this call, and that's going to be the messaging for tonight and tomorrow, that sees this video or is reading the channel and the chat, to configure and put the Hajj with AE program appropriate to you as a package in your basket. Configure it, as it's technically called. That's going to become its own separate measure. It's a far more accurate measure than the likes preferred thing. But that's a Nusuk one, and Nusuk is full of bugs. I have never trusted the Excel data sheet that they share with senior leadership in Al-Bayt. Never seen mistakes in it day and night. And so what we're going to rely on is our own data collection. That data collection, you've now had a little bit of time to look. I've been pushing you guys, go away and convince yourselves that you really want to be on this program. We don't need freeloaders. We don't need people who are just taking up space. With all of my greatest respects and love, we're here to help people in this particular session, but ultimately, our Q&A will give that little bit of help to those folks. But ultimately, the group that we're now going to move to, the video broadcast tomorrow, the webinar that we're going to have, is going to focus on succeeding at getting a place in this specific program, which we know is very popular, which we know now has become even popular because of the fact that the prices were nearly across the board. Let me just confirm this, okay, because I haven't had time because I've been in webinar to webinar to webinar. So if we look at other than the doubles, right? Other than doubles, correct. Well, actually, if you look at London and Manchester doubles, the increase was only 100 riyals or something, so that's minor. Every program was reduced by 1,000 riyals. Every room essentially has been reduced by 1,000 riyals. US, Canada, this, that, whatever, which you might think is minor, but that's nearly 250, 300 pounds, $300. So that's just made a little bit, more of a case and the like. And so, and as I found out in the partners meeting earlier on, that this has only been with our program and a few others. And this is definitely the fault of Nusuk. Like, for example, you can see Nusuk, I don't want to mention ethnicities, all over. They've called us premium when it's a luxury program. And they've spelled premium in the way that they spelled premium. You're going to see that in a second. They've called it X. They've changed the prices. They've added extra things. That's why it's not just a case of release a load of links and you just click on it and you go to it. No. Over the next 2-3 days, we're going to together, hopefully when we catch Nusuk live, meaning it not under maintenance, not being updated, you have to be au fait. You've got to be comfortable with doing it yourself. And if you are not comfortable with doing it yourself, and you are not a tech kind of person, or you are not baralika on these kind of technologies, then the group that we're going to open up will be a group that will assist those folks and get them over the line. And with the change in time, which I've said before, I do still think that it's not going to happen. Even with that, I think that there could be a delay. But if we do stick to that, there's going to be a few people, maybe especially the Americans and Canadians, that might need a little bit of extra help because they're groggy and still, in the middle of whatever, and they're not, right on it. I find it impossible to find anyone in Saudi Arabia awake at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is not even intended as a joke, but it is what it is right now. We have to work towards it. I know that all of the Saudi companies, meaning the Al Baits and the Dar es Salams and the XYZs, are trying their desperate most to push that date back. They're collecting all of the bugs that they see in the system right now, and there's at least 6, 7 major bugs. And they're using this as an excuse to make Nusuk. Nusuk will forget you boys, we'll take the thing down offline and we'll fix it whilst all you lot are panicking. Bro, I've got to say, Nusuk are they are gangsters, bro. And I've got a lot of respect for people who throw themselves around like that, because it's not entirely on their fault. They're saying that, listen, we gave you enough time, we're going live, and that's it. And somewhere it will be, deep inside, we kind of are relieved that it's going ahead. And, being in the morning means that it saves people having to take time off on Monday. And being in the morning means that if it does crash, then you've got a good 5-6 hours to come back later in the day and not ruin that person's day and have to, be dead on Monday morning for work. So there are always pros and cons in what's going on. So at this moment in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop speaking, even though there are some really important messages. We're going to let Arif now play it through. Now, why we're doing this right now, guys, you can't see me, but you can see him. The Nusuk is down. Right? It's updating. And so you're not going to hear any words. We're just going to play the video. Once you sign into Nusuk, I want you to know that, as I explained the other day, and we will show it live tomorrow as well, that it will not be this smooth and it will be choppy, and waiting for your OTP will not be 10 seconds, but it will be 10 minutes. And you got to be patient in this scenario when D-Day comes, when 11 a.m. or UK and 6 a.m. EST comes. That is very different reality. All right. So this is absolutely ready to go. You will not need to configure from here. We're not doing, sorry, I keep thinking we're doing this live. We're not doing this live. Why don't you just play the video, Arif, and let it just play out, and I will just try to speak over it. Actually, this is quite difficult to do. Do you think that your audio should be playing over it? Why don't you put it on? Yeah, we can't hear it anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's fine then. Let's. Well, we all know this. Why don't you let it play? Oh, okay, good. This is good. Okay, so guys, this is the key here, right? No, let it play. Let it play. Arif, no problem. Let the video play. And these links here have made it easy for everybody, but the problem is they've made it too easy. And if you get too lazy when it comes to getting to the actual link for your configuration, you then don't know how to actually then find it, right? If the link was to go down or Nusuk was to change it from their side. And I do expect that. So if you're signed into Nusuk, if you click on that link, you'll come straight to the program, just like you're seeing on screen right now. And many of you have obviously seen already, so far. So that's straightforward. All of this is blurb. Ignore it, throw it all in the bin. Premium. Yani bisharam, right? They've put us in Jabal Umar Hyatt Regency. I wish they had, all right? We're not in the Hyatt Regency. You all know where we are. We're in Hilton Convention. So many mistakes. You got to come all the way down to the bottom and press on configure package. And that's what's going to then get you into the actual nitty-gritty, right? So here's the key point now that's changed, and it's a major change. Let's hope that the screen goes across so that we can see oh, it doesn't. Okay, pause it here, Arif. All right. Yeah, pause it.
Everyone needs to click on Arif's screen so they can full screen his screen rather than seeing you.
Important, guys. If you're watching this now, this is the perfect place to pause. Thank you, Arif, and me to explain to you the update, and you need to understand what I'm about to say. Now, like last year, like 2023, and like 2025. Nusuk was running a policy, which is that you cannot book multiple room configurations inside an account. So if you have a family of 5 and it's a mum and a dad and it's 3 kids, 3 sons, okay? And the mum and dad want their own privacy as best as possible. And the 3 sons, they're willing to take get a cheaper situation. And mum and dad want to reward each other as well. So they are thinking, hey, you know what? We're a family of 5. And so we're going to book 2 double places, which gives us a double room. and we're going to book 3 triple places, which means we can put the boys in a triple room. Nusuk said, you must be joking. No chance. The only thing that you can do in a family unit is to buy 5 double places or 5 triple places or 5 quad places. Now, that is how it used to be. That's how it was until maybe yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever, we don't know, haven't even told anybody, neither publicly announced it, but a Nusuk update has now allowed people to buy multiple room configurations in a family structure. Now, you can understand that some people are going to, actually, we should all be celebrating this news. But this has come at major cost. First of all, my personal embarrassment, the embarrassment of Al-Bayt, the embarrassment of all of the guides. They've humiliated us because we've been telling everybody that you can't do this, can't do that. And as a result, as you know, what we've then had to do is people that were a family that needed separate rooms and wanted to stay together though as a family unit, meaning, and remember what the benefit of staying together as a family unit was. What was the benefit? The benefit is that either everybody goes or everybody doesn't go. And that's the benefit of staying in a family unit. However, when they heard that Nusuk were only allowing you to buy 5 triples, 5 doubles, and that doesn't work, so a family unit then split themselves. They delinked on our advice and guidance. And they left 2 people together in one account. They left 3 people together in another account. This account buys 2 doubles, they get their room. This account buys 3 triples, they get their triple room. But guess what? Because they are both independent booking entities, there's a chance that mum and dad get in and the other 3 don't. I'm sure you understand that. I'm sure that you are enough now used to the Nusuk system to understand that concept. And so therefore, this was obviously a big risk. Now they've said you could have stayed in the room for structure all the time anyway. Actually, they're not even saying that. Actually, they're not saying that. And I'll tell you why they're not saying that. Because it's a full bestie for them. That's why they're not saying it. And how they're going to now account for all those people that have separated. And here's the problem. They can't come back again. You can't link back up again. Why? Because these people have now topped up their eWallet. And these lot have topped up their eWallet. And once you've got independent financial eWallets topped up, you can't combine them. And so therefore, these people now have to stay. And I know that that's only going to be 2 or 3%, 1% of our group, but we don't consider any one single person insignificant in our group. It's not right and it's not fair. But that's what's happened. We now have to deal with it. What it does mean is that those people who are in a family unit have now got another option that they had not planned before as part of their strategy. And I'll be speaking about this in detail tomorrow, right? Now is not the time. Now is the time just to make you aware that if you are now a family of 5, or you are now a family of 6. Now, if you're a family of 6, we have, I'll use Ilyas as an example. He's, been one of our supporters and vocal members of our group. And he has a family structure of 6. And as the old system, right, up until 2 days ago stood, he was restricted to buying 3 double rooms, obviously an expensive way to do Hajj, and put all of his 6 members of the family into doubles. Or he had the option of going 2 triples, okay, and then, splitting that halfway and making a decision who's going to be with who, right? And of course, everything that I'm explaining has nothing to do with Aziziyah. Everybody goes into a quad of a gender in Aziziyah. Everybody, whatever you try to configure, that's going to happen. We're talking about Medina and Mecca right now, okay? So in this situation where a person before now was thinking, I've got to now buy 6 triple spaces and now get 2 triple rooms, or, and Ilyas mentioned this as well, I'm willing to, part of a strategy. And why would you do this? Because most packages have very few triple rooms. Therefore, they are very highly in demand. Therefore, it doesn't make sense to go for that kind of thing as your priority. And so he will be thinking, my strategy is to go for the big availability, the big numbers and the big rooms, which is quad, safe choice. What would he have to have done before? He would have to get 6 quad places. 4 of those people would go and stay together in a quad room. The other 2 people would then go and share with 2 other people. And that's how he was planning. His new strategy now changes everything. He can now openly, in his 6 family unit, press double twice, so plus, so it becomes 2, and he can press the quad for Dalla Tayyiba that you can see on the screen. So if you look at the screen right now, okay, remember this is not live, okay, so we can't do this and show you. This is a video, recorded video. So where it says Medina Hotel Dalla Tayyiba, he would press the 5,681.56 Saudi riyals. He'd press that button twice because he wants to buy 2 double spaces for him and his wife. And then for the other 4, just underneath that, thank you, that one there, exactly. And then he would, where it says the quad space, where 3,759, he would press that 4 times. And that would mean that this family unit of 6 has purchased 2 double spaces and 4 quad spaces. And then he would do the same for Mecca, exactly the same for Mecca, 2 and then 4. And for Fatima al-Amudi, meaning Mecca Hotel means Azizia, folks. And as you can see, the rest of the options are blacked out. But don't rely on Nusuk. Nusuk has traditionally, and amongst current some packages right now, our one seems to have escaped the wrath of Nusuk. They have all of the options available. So it doesn't say room not available, room not available. It says available and it says a price. And that's to throw you. It's a bug. You can only select the quad option here. So in the quad option, he would press it 6 times because that is basically where all of his 6 are going to go, whether he likes it or not. Now, that was not an option before. Now, listen to me carefully. You may think Ilyas is very happy now. Ilyas is like, right, brilliant. Now, I don't need to get 6 quads or 6 triples or 6 doubles. And I can now get 2 double spaces and 4 quad spaces and have both of my people in both of my divided rooms, all my own family, not sharing with anybody. Great. Let me give you the reality check. From a basic stats maths point of view, and again, I'm speaking to the general public here, guys, so I'm going to go into more detail about this in tomorrow's private strategy session. What you have done is bring in another variable in a statistical situation. What does this mean? When I say to you that your biggest enemy is the room quota, the country quota, that's what I was saying at the beginning of this thing, and I got cut off, didn't I? I was saying to you that you think that your biggest enemy is the country quota, but your actual enemy is being confused at the moment that you're thinking that the country quota is about to run out. Meaning, we all know that the country quota is going to run out. We all know that everybody is going to suffer the same challenge. The people who win are those who are super clear on strategy. And so, for example, when you follow the strategy that we're speaking, and you know that, okay, why am I looking at another package, taking a risk on a package that my heart's not set on, or I've not seen what I want from them, or blah, 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 because you think that I'm not getting into this one, you need to know that the reason that you wouldn't get into this one is the same reason you're not getting into that one. And not understanding this in the heat of the moment means that extra 1 minute of confusion lost, and bam, your opportunity is gone and the country quota does run out, okay? I want to say a couple of things. That part of the strategy is to understand how it will work at that moment. And part of the strategy is to know that you don't need to panic even if you don't get the place at that moment, meaning phase 1. Hear me out. Everybody will have an opportunity, almost everybody will have an opportunity to go again in phase 2 for this exact same package. Actually, all of the packages with the flights included, what are now called custom flights. So the custom flight programs are going to be available, but the time is going to run out too quick. The quota is going to run out too quick, and no package will have time to sell out, other than the small Majar Kabsh. Because I told you before, Nusuk was aimed and created for rich Western Muslims, high upper middle class Muslims. They're very, very clear about their model. They're unashamed about their model, right? If you want to do it on the cheap, and the irony is it's not even cheap anymore, use your Shanahti card, use your Somali background, use your Bangladeshi passport, use your Nigerian citizenship, and go and do it like the village way, and go through them, and you're almost paying the same amount, but it's cheaper, and you can do it like that. No, Nusuk doesn't care about those. Those people were always going to go and do their Hajj that way. Nusuk knows that there's a certain number of clientele. They've been making these figures for ages. Yeah, and the way that they created. Do you think Nusuk Hajj came first? Of course it didn't. Nusuk, the Umrah app, was the original entity. And it's all about data collection, understanding movement, understanding whatever. Do you think their decision to open up the tourist visa, which is such a financial loss compared to the cost of a Umrah visa? Think about this. Umrah visa, couple of £100, only used for a month, one-off. Why on earth would Saudi Arabia open up as an alternative a tourist visa for £100 for the whole year, unlimited multiple entry, absolutely killing their visa fees, killing their embassy, killing their profit margins because it was a massive amount of data collection. They know that they targeted those countries that are going to be willing to do that and going to travel, collected the information that was then put into the process to launch the Hajj program as part of Nusuk. Nusuk existed pre and now is ready. It's no surprise that the packages that you lot are laughing at and saying that's ridiculous money, blah, 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 are going to be the first ones to sell out. It's just me and you who are broke packages. That's all right? The rest of the world aren't broke, right? The Muslims that go to this kind of Hajj, that's what they, in their head, Hajj has got to be the biggest kind of easiest going kind of Western type of holiday combined with an Islamic obligation possible. They are not looking for the best experience or the best spiritual conversion. Many don't even want to. Many don't even want to be different afterwards. They don't want to be in major sin, but they like their life. This is a program, I'm telling you straight up, if you're interested in this program, you've got to be a person that's going to be patient with me saying, you got to be better. You got to do better. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to be here for you. I will give you my time. I will counsel you. I will mentor you, but only if you know that you're ready and committed to moving this haram out of your life, or that you want to get closer to Allah, or that you want your actions to be raised to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with blessing. If you don't want that, I swear to you, this is not the program for you, because you're going to get so irritated by me and my team. We are not a business. We are not travel agents. There are no employees here. Every single one of the members of this team are all da'is, female and male. All of them are amirs or amiras or heads of masajid or involved in da'wah to facilitate people getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so it's really important that you understand that, because not the majority of Muslims are not like that. They're not like that. And that's why those packages are going to sell out super quick. You should be very clear what it is that you want out of your Hajj experience. You want the best experience where you really tasted what Hajj actually means and it had a real impact upon your heart, and you develop lifelong habits that you're going to then carry on and commit to afterwards. Then this is the only place you need to be. And therefore, wherever the tangent was, the idea of what you are going to choose in terms of strategy should be based more on what you think you are willing to do in terms of being flexible and understanding the realities. And when I speak about strategy right now and about variables and about knowing what's going to happen when Nusuk goes live, the theory is that 3,500 visas for the UK, and I'll just speak about the UK for now, is clearly not enough for the UK Hajj going population. So it's going to close and people will not have been able to get their place and packages will still have place. What will happen then is that in phase 2, a calculation occurs, a whip round from all the unused visas gets collected, they boost it a bit, they divide it out again. So they'll give now another 2,000 to the UK, and they'll give another couple of thousand here and there to the States and the like, and they open it again. Now, when they open it again in phase 2, there's a group of people that have been waiting for this from the beginning. There were people not from the Nusuk countries, not from like the big UK, US big spenders, and they had all these cheaper global packages that allowed them to get a cheaper flight, so they think, they're in for a big surprise, and buy their own flight within the system and go to Hajj on the cheap, or go to the Hajj because they have a particular set of circumstances that forces them to have to go from the country that they're in and not from UK, US, Canada, whatever. But surprise, surprise, we're back as well. All of our packages are back online with their flights, with capacity, and a new allocation of visas to play with. Guess what? It will close, it will run out, and it will go then to a phase 3 again. A couple of more visas will pop up, and this will continue. If it's anything last year, you need to know, and you've seen all the messaging, you saw the admins post in the group, you saw what they showed the videos of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. You even saw thingy say that it was going from March, whatever, to April when it finished. Imagine that length of time right now. This game is not going to be done until the very end of February. And what does that mean? That means that if you understand when we keep saying to you that anybody who wants to go into this program is going to go into this program, now you're going to realize we're actually telling the truth. And what we're speaking about in terms of strategy has got to be about, let me try to take the stress out of being in phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. That is also part of the strategy, isn't it? So that you can enjoy your February, you can enjoy your Sha'aban, that you can enjoy the run-up to Ramadan. So how do you do that? You make sure that you are fully informed with these crazy amount of webinars, with the crazy amount of detail that we're showing and giving right now. So when we're telling you about this new update, why would I be telling you this and saying it's good news, but it's bad news as well? It's good news for Ilyas, for him to be able to, tweak his room structure as well in a certain way. But you need to know that people probably have only got enough time, based upon last year, to make their one shot at getting their configured package, or at best, a second one. So let's define what that means. When you press configure, what's happening in the background? Nusuk is now checking the following. Do we have enough triple rooms that he's selected? Do we have enough triple in Medina, sorry? Do we have the triple room in Mecca? So that's a process, isn't it? Yeah. Checks against the stock. Yes, we're in stock. He can have the Medina triple. Checks against the number in Mecca. Yes, that's available. Then what does it do? If you were that foolish to click Adahi, meaning Qurbani, right? Do we need to make sure that we got to register this guy as a thingy? Yes, we do. Do we need to get a wheelchair? You might even need a wheelchair. I'm telling you, don't dare touch it. But you did. So now it's going to now go in a computerized process, tick the box here, and it's that we've got to get this guy a wheelchair. Every extra thing you're telling it to do is taking longer to process. Double check, double check. Where do you want to go from, sir? I want to go from London. All right, then let's now go from let's check the London thing. And what happens while it's whirring away, it suddenly realizes that the London flight is full. The rooms are there, but the London flight is full. And now, as part of your strategy, which we're going to cover tomorrow, you probably got one choice now to make. Do I now go and change? And it will tell you. The good thing is that it will tell you which one of your parameters was blocked you. And here it will say to you that your London ticket was blocked. And now what you're going to need to do is make a decision. Do I go for the second London return because people have not been going for that one? And therefore that then fixes that problem? Or do I go full renegade and go straight to Manchester with the same room configuration? You go for the Manchester one. You've pressed it. It's now going check, checking. And then what happens? Because the way that the system works is that it has an allocated number of rooms to a certain flight. Yani there will be different configurations that are happening behind the scenes. Now, you've so far understood that every time that you have to go back and do it again, a second time and a third time and change configuration, you are at a disadvantage, because the folks that were super clear-minded and were only going for one, they're the ones, and they don't cause any, they don't cause any complicated scenarios. They're going to go straight through and they're going to say done, receipt, bam. Every extra variable you bring into this system is going to delay you. Now you understand that if you could get pulled up for the flight being sold out or the triple room being sold out and the triple rooms, well, what do you think if you put down, I want 2 double spaces, but I also want 4 quad spaces as well? It now needs to check, have I got enough double spaces and have I got enough quad spaces, a separate variable. And when it goes through and it then says, sorry, we don't have 4 quad spaces, right? Now you need to now go back up to double and now press 6. Yani 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, configure, go again, right? And now it's now going back into the system as well. And by the way, and I told Sahil to mention this in the Al-Bayt webinar, which I couldn't make today, and I hope that he did mention for anyone who was there, that is also a problem as well, because most people, part of their strategy, did not account for having to buy a double room for all of their people. But in the panic of realizing that they've now not even been able to get the quads for the 4 people in their family, they pressed the 6, whatever, and they see the price and that is actually higher than the highest estimate that they had made. All done in the panic of Nusuk, and country quota runs out, and you didn't end up with anything. So I want you to understand that although people, so that's first of all lesson, that's why we've been telling people to put extra and above the highest double, because you do need to be flexible. But the second issue is that, do you really want to introduce a second variable in the booking process? I hope that what I've just said makes sense to everybody. Again, of course, tomorrow I'm going to explain this in more detail. Right, keep playing, Arif. So, obviously, Arif here is now going to make the thing. You can see this is now the video. And in the video, he's just telling you about whatever. And you can see that this Hilton Hotel, this is okay. Hilton Hotel Jabal Omar is the name of our hotel. So you can see that some rooms will be not available, some will be available. Don't worry about what is available, what's not available. You should know, as I said, that single is never going to be allowed for you to get. Never. All right, in any room configuration. And hopefully all of our packages, I haven't been able to check them myself, will not have a bug which allows the Azizia, Makkah Hotel 2, it allows you to change any of the numbers other than quad. But if it does, just stick to the quad. So here you can see Arif is restricted because he's not got family in his account. There's only one person in his account. So he can't even show you 2s and 3s. So he's selected what he can. He's gone for the quad and he's pressed next. Okay, so he's done quad across. Now, we've automatically told you guys, this is always to be ignored. Always go straight to next. And why am I telling you this? You're going to say, but I've done this already and I've put it in my basket, right? So that is right. It's true. In advance, tonight, tomorrow, you're all going to do this. You're going to configure your packages and put them without the time pressure. But I'm not training you for tonight or tomorrow. I'm training you for Sunday at 11 o'clock UK time when you go in and you find your basket empty. It has happened. And that's why it's not good enough for us to say, yeah, just, configure it once and leave it in your basket. You can't leave it to chance. You have to know the system and you have to be good enough and play with it and practice with it so that when in the time of pressure, biggest shock in your life and you see that your package is thinking, got to run back in, got to find it, and then reconfigure it. And you've got seconds to reconfigure that you're now doing it under time pressure. So now you're doing it nice and easy. Now you are. But just in case it's been emptied, you can do it under time pressure. So the key lesson here, play the video, is that we're going to ignore all of these extras and additional extras. Here now, you're going to configure a flight. Very straightforward. You're just going to choose the one that, in this one, because Arif is in the what's it called? A Canadian contingency, he's only seeing the Canadian details, right? And so he's choosing. Do you guys see? And I think that you guys are on two. There's 2 flights, I think, isn't there?
No, it's one flight, but it's just duplicated. I think that's might be.
Okay, listen to me, everybody. This is really important. Again, I hope that Sohail covered this in the general Al-Bayt webinar. We will go into this in detail tomorrow, okay? That not only do you have the same flight twice, I want to explain how catastrophic a development and an update this is from Al-Bayt, okay, from Nusuk. A PNR is a code that represents a block of flights, all right? We have 47 as our, I just need to get that double checked, but I'll have that ready for tomorrow. 47 flights for Canada, which is more than enough, okay? More than last year, and I think more than enough. What should be the system is 47 tickets on one flight, and you just go for it, and that's it. However, Nusuk, may Allah forgive them, have put the 47 because the tickets were bought by Al-Bayt, because Turkish Airlines don't sell massive, 200 flights, 400 flights, 300 flights under one PNR, which they used to back in the day. What they do is they split them up into 50 or 47, 47, 47, 47. Listen to the strategy here, folks. And because there's a PNR associated with each one of those is the exact same flight. The problem is that instead of Nusuk, and this is what is being debated right now, that's why this seminar is important, but not as important as the ones tomorrow and the day after. Yeah, tomorrow and the day after, because by then we'll have new information, whether Nusuk has removed this bug. As it stands right now, it is not going to read Toronto flights as 47. So we now go back to that thing I was explaining about the algorithm at the time that you press configure and buy, and it's checking and whether there's enough Toronto flights. Actually, when it hits the number 20 currently in the Nusuk system, it will say sold out. And the reason is because it's not seeing it as 47, but it's split it as a 20 and a 27. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you that as a Torontonian that's going for the Canadian flight, when you see that, you now need to go do the whole thing, reconfigure again and choose the second one. Because what it's telling you is that the first flight is sold out and it's now added a second step unfairly, totally unfairly, for you to now try to, is it actually all sold out? Meaning the entirety, or is it just that the first PNR of 20 is sold out? Now I need to check the second flight, which is the other 27 seats, which is the second PNR of the same flight. It's not even a different flight. So I want you to be clear. I want you to be clear with me on that. I hope that makes sense what I'm just saying. Now, don't cry so much, Canadians. The Manchester folks are in a far worse situation. I believe that we have 5. It's a single flight. We're all on the same flight there and the same flight back, but they've loaded it as 4 or 5 separate PNRs. Meaning theoretically, unless Nusuk don't sort their lives out and create an update where they fix this, and I personally don't think that they are going to fix this. A person will go in and it will sell out and he'll think, man, Manchester's gone. Manchester hasn't gone, bro. Your first PNR has sold out. Now you've got to go for the second PNR. Do you know how much this has changed our strategy and how much this is now disadvantaged all of the folks that are going for a Hajj program now? This is not just us, by the way. This is actually across the board, right? It's now pushed them back. Hopefully, the idea in theory is that now everybody is so disadvantaged that we're all on the same level playing field, and therefore they're going to now have a longer time before the quota runs out. I do actually believe that. I heard that as a defense today, and I kind of vibe with that. So, but I'm hoping that they're going to fix it. But this is another strategy you got to consider. Now, when you compare the London example, it's different. London is actually 2 separate flights, and I'm not sure, but I think that the London ones do not have multiple PNRs for the same flight. I don't think so, right? But if and whatever it is, this is what we're going to go cover, inshallah, tomorrow and whatever, when Nusuk is available and live. Obviously, as you know, we're doing this in the way that we're doing it because Nusuk is being updated right now if you just joined the video. Please continue. So, sorry, another point. You can play the video. I'm sure this is fine. Look at this select a custom flight scenario, all right? You know, actually pause the video. I've got to cuss these lot for this. How can you... No, you got to go back. You got to go back and allow me to cuss the teeth out of these people. I told you guys last year that custom, last year meant what global and public means this year. So last year, people who were buying a custom flight meant that your program didn't come with a flight. And this year, and last year, when you in phase 1, when you have a program that comes with a flight, it's called group flights packages. This year, Kababzi, and they have turned the name of the group flights packages, they've called them custom. For whatever reason, only Allah knows. And they called last year's custom, they called them public and global. This is now what they call custom. Okay? And now look at these shameless people that they've given you on the left-hand side of the screen. Look at it. Select a custom flight, meaning even they themselves cannot maintain consistency here. Do you know what they mean here by custom flight? When actually, according to their definition, this year, the custom flights are the set ones above, what we used to call group flights. Custom flight actually should mean the group flight. They've now reverted back to last year's terminology, and they're calling the fact that you can buy a flight on the GDS Musafir system, which is their own booking.com type, Skyscanner type thing, which you click and you select a flight. they're actually calling a custom flight. This is Bisharmi number one. This is the kebab behavior number one. Kebab behavior number two, what is this option doing here? This option should not be here. This is a package that comes with its flights. This particular option should only be in the global and the public packages, and people have been seeing that, and you can use it to find a flight from Amsterdam, find a flight from Dubai, blah, blah, blah. And so another bug in the system is not just the wrong language, okay, but the fact that the group flight programs, meaning the actual programs that come with flights like ours, have also been given erroneously an option for you to buy a flight. And I want to say to you, folks, if they do not get rid of this button in their updates over the next 24 or 48 hours, please do not make the mistake of trying to select it. Avoid it. Do not try to create flights yourself. You click the flight that you want and you check out as quick as you possibly can. I hope and pray that you're understanding what I'm saying, because I can only imagine how boring it must be to look at the same screen and not even see me. Allahu A'lam. Well done, all of you. Right, play on the video thingy, Arif, and look to the right. You see that we're minimizing the different kind of things. And as you can see now, there's something to come up called transportation. Now, folks, transportation, you're looking at this thinking, what the hell is this? Well, guess what? So are we. Guess what? So are Al-Bayt, the senior leader team. None of us know what this is, where this charge is going, who is paying for it. What on earth is it? Look at this. Luggage one, 22 riyals. First of all, where in your life did you see a piece of luggage only cost 22 riyals to send wherever it's being sent? You hear what I'm saying? Clearly, just pause the video for a second. This thing here is clearly a bug or something that they've gone and done and not told any of the Saudi companies anything about. I hope you appreciate that point. As it stands right now, I am sorry to say, you're going to have to press, and the problem is that it actually does rack up. You do actually pay for it. So you are going to have to add it to your, I know it's not a lot, it's like 70, 80 riyals, but as it stands when you're configuring your package, I want you to select both of these. You have to, by the way, you can't carry on and check out unless you do it. So make sure that you select these and then go through, because tomorrow we're going to empty the packages from our carts and then do it again. And Saturday, we're going to empty the packages from our carts and do them again, do them together. We will have multiple webinars on Saturday doing this if necessary. Saturday is a day to take off if you really want to take a day off, because at some points in the day, we're just going to be on the chat. I'm going to say, guys, we're going live because Nusuk is live. So we can now go and start looking at the updates and get you guys fully confident about what would happen if when D-Day comes and the package was to run out, or the basket is to be reset and you had to do it yourself, this is what you would do. And we'll, of course, record the video so it's there preserved as well. But because they are literally changing information in real time, the value to just going by a recorded video like this now and sticking to it is not very high. You got to know that this could change. And I think they will get rid of this, because I have no idea what this is. Neither does the head of Al-Bayt, neither does the Nusuk main guy either. So just be aware of that. No, let's carry on the video. It's too late now. We've got to do the form and it's getting late, Arif. So press the play. Even if Nusuk is live, we don't have time now to do that as well as do the form. So anyway, you're going to select all of these things, whatever it is. These seem to be included already as a preset, so whatever it is. And then once that happens, then you're going to press next, and then it will take you to this final screen. I think you're going back and showing people that you have to do it regardless of what you think, whatever. And that's true. I mean, you have to select it anyway. Right, there we go. That's just the summary. It doesn't matter. And save configuration is what you're going to see now for the next 48 hours. But when the key time comes, that save configuration is actually going to say buy. And you're just going to press buy. Whoever it is, you're just going to press buy, or the family is doing it for you, someone else is doing it for you because you can't get in. It will then go to your basket. And anytime in the top right corner, as you can see, when you press that basket, you can see that there. Look at that. All right. And I repeat again, we want everybody that's intending to go on our program, regardless of strategy. Strategy doesn't matter, because we're collecting our own strategy. According to your own strategy, what you understand, how you want to play it, I want you all to configure your packages right now. Not right now, meaning after this, play the video, play with, that's it, play it out, Arif. I want you all to configure your packages and carry on with that, and then do the form that we're now going to explain, because ultimately we're going to combine where you are right now, configured, and let Nusuk then give us, or give Al-Bayt the figures, so that we see the number of configurations. That will be valuable for us, but we're not depending upon that, because I told you, for all the reasons I told you, what we're going to do, now you're back to your dashboard, and you can see that when you click on your thing, you can find it there. But again, irrelevant. What you are then going to do is to complete the form that we're now giving. And once we give that form, you're going to be able to then, we're going to be able to combine the background, the thing from there, the information from that, with the information from the configurations that you've given. And then it's all, jobs are good. And so you can see, you can see that these links are obviously as useful as they are, but you appreciate why you need to be on the call tomorrow, because you need to be able to configure this yourself in real time if they reset the baskets. Yes, Chief.
Chief, I don't know if you missed it. I might have missed it, but got to let people know that they have to have the same configuration in both Medina and Mecca.
I did miss it. Jazakallah khair. Arif, if you can, bring it back roughly. And here. Now, just look at this, folks. It will allow you to choose a quad in the Latayba and a double in Mecca. Why on earth you would do that, I don't know. I repeat, and I want you to hear me straight and clear. You will pay the double price for Mecca and you will be in a quad. You will pay the double price in Mecca, waste all your money, and you will end up in a quad. You have to keep your choice consistent across Medina and Mecca. So what that means is that if it's two of you and you want to double in the Latayba, you have to press that button twice and make it 2, and the same double price, the same in Mecca as well, and make it 2. If you do the mixed rooming, that's fine. So back to Ilyas's example. Let's say that we're a family of 6 and we choose 2 double rooms and 4 quads. You have to choose exactly the same in Mecca. If you were to press the double 6, Ilyas says, you know what, guys, I'm giving you a little gift in the Mecca Hilton Convention, because the Hilton Convention is like a modern 5-star hotel, marble and all that kind of mazza, and it feels like, a 5-star hotel, even though I love the Latayba 10 times more. But, he might want to say that. So he goes, I'm going to book 2 two double spaces and 4 quad spaces. But in Mecca, I'm going to stick all of you in doubles. And he presses that 6 times. He's going to pay the premium. And Miskeen's going to end up with 2 double spaces and 4 quad spaces, based upon his Medina, or based upon the lowest booking that already exists. So please do not make the mistake of changing the configuration for Medina and the configuration for Mecca. It's got to be the same. If you want to do double different room types in your family, you can do that. I'm advising you not to. But if you want to, that's fine. But you got to keep it the same on the other side. Thank you very much, Arif. I think we're good with that. Naeem, you're on, bro.
Okay, just give me a second.
So, folks, what's happening right now then? And then we're going to basically take 1 or 2 quick questions, and then we're calling it a day. This is very quick. We are now telling you, everybody, that what's the action points from this thing? Number 1, we want you to configure your package as best as you can and as best as you want. Number 2, we want you to complete this form now. This is the poll that you've been waiting for. And this is only for those folks that are serious about joining our program. You might have some idea that I might go to somewhere else, or I'm thinking about somebody else, but those folks that are actually serious with us, then you need to fill in this form. Now, this form, you can read the text. It will start off with, are you booking a Hajj with AE package? Answer will be yes. And then you'll click the next button before you do that. So look at the statements here. The reason we're doing this is for your sake. All right. It will give you the very best chance when tomorrow and Saturday we start to analyze the room types and tell you this is what's going to give you a better chance. You've got to do it slowly and carefully. You cannot submit it again. There's no rush in the timing. The most important part is only the lead pilgrim, right? So there might be 6 of you and a family members. You got 4 elderly, they're not going anywhere near Telegram, but you and your wife are on the Telegram all the time and you're, watching it, whatever. And maybe your wife will go and fill the form. No, you have a conversation amongst your family members that all of them are going to see the form in the channel, all of them. And they're going to want to click on it and they're going to want to fill it in. Do not touch this form unless you have had a conversation with your family and say, I am the one that's going to fill in the form on behalf of everybody else. Please, that is so, so important. Only one person per family structure. Now, when we say family structure, what do we mean? We mean the family Nusuk account, because there might be 10 of you, right? There might be 10 and you guys divided yourselves into 2 families. So 4 of you are in one account and 6 of you are in a separate account. That means there are 2 lead pilgrims. You might be the guy doing all the admin, but there will be 2 lead pilgrims. And so the lead pilgrim for the first account of 4, he needs to fill in this account. And the lady who is the lead pilgrim for the other 6, she needs to fill in this account. And only these 2 fill in the account. And he speaks on behalf of 4 people and she speaks on behalf of 6 people. This is what I mean about make sure that including yourself, when you answer this question, you are only speaking about your actual family account only. What else? We're giving you a bit of time to fill this in. Okay, so tonight, and tomorrow, especially those folks who want to continue doing research. If you don't need to do any research, can you please just get the form done? If you're all these people, you're one of those people who's been saying, I don't need any research, I'm only going Hajj, blah, 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 then you're only doing that because I've told you. And I'll tell you again, unless I change messaging tomorrow night and say to you guys, I've been saying all my life that if you're going with Hajj with the E, then you're going to get in. Unless I turn around and say, guys, there's 1,000 people who are fully committed and you have got no chance, you now need to consider a different package altogether. Unless I say that, and I doubt very much that I'm going to say that, I highly doubt, based upon the poll so far, then it is what it is. Now, what are you going to select? Let's go into the next thingy. So you've said yes, and it's very straightforward form. You're going to put your full name in, first name and surname, and you're going to put the email which you've used for Nusuk. It doesn't matter whether you check it. You're not going to receive an email, and we're not collecting this information. It's just for our analysis accuracy purposes. You're just going to choose a departure airport of where you're going to be leaving from. If you're one of those people that is going to burn the ticket, it doesn't matter. You've got to select the ticket that you're burning. So imagine you're buying the UK package with your UK passport, but you're going to go from Dubai. You're going to focus on choosing the London option. So now you've chosen London, all right? And now you come and including yourself. How many people in your family? And your family here does not mean 10. It means 4. And if it's your wife who's in the other group, or your sister that's running the other group, she's going to choose 6. I hope that that's clear. When it says your family, it means in your Nusuk account. And now you're going to choose that your family configuration, what is it going to be? You know now. All right. You know now that I've said that you should stick to one configuration. Whether you're now going to buy 4 double beds, that's going to give you 2 rooms, or whether you're going to buy 4 quads. Okay. So that would be most people's basic approach. If you're in a quad, if you're in a 4, you're going to go for 4, right? And that's what I want you to do. I actually want you to do. And Naeem, are you showing that they actually have to zero the other ones?
Yes, they have to zero the other ones, so we know that that's definitely not an option. So everything has to be selected. So 0 for the ones that they're not using, and then the numbers of people for the room, for the beds in quads, for example.
Right. So we need to add that as a piece of text, by the way, for the people who don't see this video. All right. Yep. Remember that. Yeah. Or maybe you can do that, whatever, to add that sentence and say that those that do not, you need to select 0 for the beds you will not be using. Now, by the way, you might be asking folks, why has this been added and makes it complicated? Exactly because of the new update. Exactly because of the new update, we had to change the form entirely. Because what does this form allow you to do? It does allow you to choose 2 beds in double occupancy and 2 beds in quad, or 3 beds in triple occupancy and 1 in whatever. That is now a legitimate choice. Now, I'm telling you, try to stay away from that if you can. Try to stick to how Nusuk used to be and buy the same thing. And if someone's got to share with somebody else, then so be it. But if you're like, no, why would I want someone to share? If I've got 5 members in my family, yeah, that's the real challenging one, because there's quite a few people with 5 members in their family. You can see the temptation of getting 2 doubles spaces and 3 triple spaces. Nice and neat, nice and neat. The problem is this, is that you introduce that second variable in the algorithm when it's about to check out. All I'm saying that. Am I saying that you're absolutely not going to get it? No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's haram. I'm not saying it's a design. No, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that in this high pressure situation where everything matters, I don't know whether I want to take that risk. And they're saying, man, you're going to make me get quads, and 4 of us are going to be in a room, and the 5th miskin is going to be a room of 3 strangers. Hear me out. Record this statement. The 5th guy is going to come back to you and say, you guys missed out. I had the sickest Hajj. Whereas you 4 packies in the room, Yani, what did you have? You had the same thing as going to Pakistan together and being together. That's it. What experience did you guys have? So I'm just putting that out there, that it's not all doom and gloom, being the guy or the girl or the 2 that go into a room of what they call strangers, because these are our strangers, all right? Actually, they'll also be in with the guides, because you know this program. And unfortunately, this ain't Omar Sulaiman special where I go and have a penthouse to myself. We are also mixed in with the team as well. They don't allocate for us. I mean, in our AE package, they don't. And we wouldn't want it anyway. We enjoy the fact that we're with the people. So you'll also be mixed with guides in those rooms. So one of those strangers could be me, and I will absolutely whoop your, sorry, would that still hit? Yes, you're still hit. I will whoop your behind if you mess about. Right. Next.
One more thing. We need to make sure that people, if they select 4 as their total number, they do not exceed that across the ring selection. So we don't want them to say 4 people in total, and then they're selecting 6.
Can't we block that?
Not at this point.
Right, TK. Okay, that's fine. All right. Oh, this is going to submit. Okay, guys, in a minute when this form comes out, right? It's not in a minute, sorry. In the next few minutes, there will be the link. And if it's not in the form, I just got to do a little bit of thing. There will be the link to the group that is only for the people who are serious about this program. All right. And that will then take you to the one where we're going to then create the strategy and help people get over the line. Now you might say, what does that mean? Help people get over the line? It means, are we done with this form? Are we done with?
Yeah, we're done. I'm going to stop sharing now.
All right, stop sharing. That's it. Khalas. Guys, let's bring this to a close, or let's get into Q&A. Whatever you're seeing on screen, I got no idea, but in the recording, I will be there, inshallah. So I want to say this, that once this form is finished, you'll get the opportunity to join the private group. That private group, like I said, is going to support all the people. What does that mean? It means that I will be vetting a number of people that are going to help people with their challenges that they will have. At the moment, it seems that the kind of help that we were able to give last year, meaning multiple people on multiple devices across the world for the same person's account, helping them. If they weren't in the queue, at least we were in the queue for them. It seems that with the way that Nusuk has been updated, there won't be such a thing as a queue, meaning that there's zero value to a person who is a helper, meaning your friend and family that's going to sign in on a device for you or another device for you in a different location. That still could change. But in this group of support group of people who are vetted by myself, meaning that they are there and you're allowed to share your, because of course none of us can take responsibility for things and blah, blah, blah. But I just want you to know that even if someone has access to your Nusuk account, they can't take any money out. They can't do anything. If they were to refund your thingy, it'd go back to your account. So people don't take this too seriously that, I can't trust people, what they're going to do. What do you think they're going to flip and do, right? So it'll be a helpers group. It'll be at great cost and a great headache to us and the helpers. And it might be useful for some people. It might be useful for those folks who are going to be traveling and going to be in, like some of our folks said, hotel Wi-Fi, airport Wi-Fi, whatever, whatnot. And, I'm sitting there at high-speed Wi-Fi. And why should I then help you log in and the like, etc., or somebody else or whatever? This group will have a support structure to help those people. So it's not only the action place where the people who are serious are going to be getting the key tips to actually get in. It's only for the folks that are committed to Hajj with AE, of course. And that's where it all goes down. So I think I've covered the major developments, the major changes, the major errors and bugs. There's a load of bugs still in Nusuk. There's one bug which I don't know. It's all kinds of stuff. So many, and that's why it's down for so long, and it will continue to keep going down for so long. Did I mention about the prices, that all of our prices they've reduced except double? That's another crazy one. All right, I'm knackered now. What are we saying, with Idams? Are we doing a Q&A of important ones, or? Yeah, we've got about 6-7 minutes. Who's got like really vital questions? Danish, are you doing the thing now or what?
I can do it. I see. Abbas, please unmute yourself. Ammar, whoever
Abbas,
can unmute.
Abbas, go ahead.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Ahmed, go ahead. Is it
Yeah,
by the way? Assalamu alaikum. Are you Amir, bro?
Ahmed.
Oh, it is
Red.
Ahmed. So you are a real Man United fan. You sick guy. Right, go on, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, so regarding the PNR issue with the Manchester flights, if they don't fix that issue, is it PNR, where they've split the flights over 4 or 5 different options?
Yeah.
If they don't fix that issue, then would it be worth telling each person which option to choose when they, on Sunday, so that it kind of spreads out the demand, so that not any particular one, sells out?
So number one, I want to say that we will be live in a webinar and on chat in the support group during the live Nusuk part to do exactly what you just said. It's going to be our war room where we're live assessing whatever information we can see that I can share. We found that it works best not actually in a webinar, by the way. We found that it works best in the small group where my messaging is given priority, because I tell people don't message, right? And again, it needs a bit of draconian kind of approach. It will work. My fear, though, Ahmed, is the fact that I do not believe that Al-Bayt will have access to the figures that show that a certain PNR has certain numbers or not, which is why they are trying to convince Nusuk to change the system and make it as one single number, which I believe cannot happen. From my experience of codes and development and the team and the uploading and whatever, I don't think it will happen. Therefore, the only thing that we can do about this practically is to be aware of it. Like, very few people have seen this level of analysis, right? Like you're hearing right now. And that puts you at an advantage because all of them will suffer the same problem. The reason I can tell you that is because I was in a meeting with all of the partners and they had all of these multiple flights and the whole meeting is going on and not a single person has actually picked up on this scenario. And I said to the thing, I said, by the way, you do realize that all of us have been disadvantaged. Another partner was saying that, no, we haven't. And I said, what about this? And then, oh. So I will tell you now that most people will not know or get to know or understand this. So even the fact that we know that when a flight says sold out, it doesn't actually mean sold out, go to the next one, is a valuable piece of knowledge in the meantime, whilst we're waiting for them to change it or not change it and wait for my update tomorrow or Saturday. You understand?
Yeah, okay. And second question, sorry, just is Manchester less popular than London?
I will need to see figures for that. I will need to see figures. If you're talking in general, If you're talking in general, I would possibly say yes. But when I say yes, I mean like 5% or 10%. Chief, yeah? Less popular?
This is why we need our serious people to tune in tomorrow. We're going to give them all these details. The other thing is...
The question you're asking, too early. We need the packages to be configured and we need our stats to come back. I can tell you tomorrow exactly how many have been allocated from Al-Bayt, how many people, how many have been chosen by you folks, and what Nusuk, anything. And that is what's going to put our group at an advantage when it comes to the process. So I know that you want this information early. Got to allow the process to see its way out, and of course trust the process. You know what I'm saying?
Chief, I've had several messages saying people are more confused now, which is understandable. but everything will be simplified tomorrow night. And generally, when we're talking about all the different kind of variables with bookings and those things, tomorrow it's going to simplify massively tomorrow.
We've been using Nusuk since it started. We're confused with where it is. Don't worry. You know what it is? We've still got full 48 hours, 56 hours or whatever before it goes live. That's a long time. In Nusuk world, that's an age. We can find out so much data. And we're going to have the benefit of going through Nusuk Live. It can't be down all the time. And now this is the difference between public and private webinars. You know how private webinars work? It gets announced on the channel. And in the channel, I say in an hour, we're going live. That's why you start now putting your notifications on. Like, by the way, I've been telling you this the same for the last couple of weeks. Take notifications off of chat, put notifications on for channel. I do not abuse the channel. Tell me one moment where I've abused the channel. I haven't. I only use it so sparingly, so people who say, oh, it's too much chat, oh, it's too much rubbish, oh, I'm working so hard because nobody else works. Okay, I will be the one that's only going to use the channel, and that's it. And so now you'll see the use and the value of the channel. I will say, guys, private session, no advertising everywhere, no fancy this, that, whatever. Just we're going live in an hour, and bam, that's it. Now, tomorrow's session is locked in, 8 p.m. on this channel, where we're going to go through it live, go through all this strategy. Everybody, I repeat, please fill in the form. When we release it in the next few minutes, please select your configuration and as you want, put it in. Yalla, off you go. Abbas, go ahead. And then Samina, make sure that she speaks afterwards as well. I can see her hand up. Abbas?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Just a quick one. You'll be gathering some data following us completing the forms. Tomorrow on the private group, will you then also be saying, guys, we look like we're oversubscribed, for example, on the doubles? Strategy might...
on this, oversubscribed on the whole program. What the hell happened to Manchester Quads? Why are you scared of Manchester Quads? All of this kind of stuff is going to happen.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sheikh.
Please unmute yourself, Samina or Sophia.
Assalamu alaikum. It's his husband here.
Yeah.
You're well. Brother, we did register with Hajj with AE, but we've not really heard anything back. How do I, and when I've been to that number...
This is you hearing back. I know that you're thinking, but that's not an email or that's not a message or whatever. The fact that you are here means that you are in exactly the right place. There's nothing else you need to know or do other than follow my instructions, which is everything that I've said in this webinar, and to fill in the form that you see that's going to come out on this channel, and to be in the webinar tomorrow. Is that clear?
Inshallah, I will do all three things. Just one more quick question, brother, is in our Revolut account, the money just seems to be stuck, whereby Revolut, I think, need to authorize it.
No, they've
in Revolut account, or you mean in the eWallet?
In the eWallet. It's not showing up in the eWallet yet.
But the Revolut says...
But Revolut have said that the money's...
Yeah, the same thing that everyone's been saying for the last 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
So what did you do when we said before that you've not got to be using Revolut? What did you do as the alternative?
He wasn't in here, was he? So he doesn't know.
But have you just registered recently?
Yes,
guys?
Because before they were saying that there were problems with Revolut, but then they've been fixed. So then people were saying use Monzo as well.
Yes.
But then we stuck with Revolut because somebody said that the problem's been resolved.
Oh, bro. Right, listen. You need to now move to emergency mode. Okay? This is emergency mode. Right. There's no doubt that your money is going to get rejected at some point and come back to Revolut.
Okay.
You must burn Revolut as an option. Revolut has to be kicked out of your life like nothing, right? It is absolutely not something you can rely upon. Now, the truth is that as of Thursday night, with only 48 hours left, for you to stick in 20 grand, right, via any of your own options, you either have to use your normal bank account, let's say like name your bank accounts, bro.
Santander.
And Santander is the main one.
Right. Okay. So the reason that you've been told, or obviously you've not been told much because you just joined recently, part of the strategy was always to focus on the fintech digital banks because they have no transaction fees, they give you good rate, blah, 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 blah. And we've always been here consistently saying that Starling is your number one choice, then it's Chase, and then it's Monzo. I've always hated Revolut. But frankly, this year, Revolut took everybody by surprise by messing up. The point was to use those cards because they're free and they give you a good exchange rate.
Yes.
That has always still meant that you can use your NatWest and you can use your Santander and you can use your blah-de-blah. The problem, though, is that they charge you a lot. They charge you a transaction fee, most of them. Or if they don't charge you a fee, they're giving you a really rubbish exchange rate. You've got two options now. You have to take the hit, use your Santander account, take the hit on a rubbish rate, rubbish exchange, really high transaction fee, then speak to your bank before you make the transaction. Say, I am about to buy a Saudi holiday on a Saudi website.
Right.
And I want to do a test payment of 100 riyals. Are you ready to let me do it? They will say, yep, live chat. You go and make it. It goes through. Charges you a fee. You take the hit. You say, right, it worked. Now I need to make a 21 or 22,000 pounds transfer. And I don't want you to block it. And it probably will get blocked, but they're on the phone with you. And they say, okay, look, you blocked it. It's not coming up on the eWallet. Then you just go through security, blah, blah, blah. That's the first option that you've got.
Okay.
And obviously, putting money into that Santander account is going to be your challenge if it's not already there.
Yep.
The second option you've got is you just got to speak to some people, friends and family, and say, look, here's the money. I'm good for it. I need you to pay into my eWallet account. So if you've got a Starling and you've got a Monzo, I want you to put in 10K and you put in 10K, and I'll give you the 10K in next week when money comes back to my Revolut, or 5K, 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 5K. All of them will need to do the same thing. All of them will need to do the test payment and then the big payment with the bank on the phone, blah, blah, blah. And that way then, because anybody can top up your eWallet. Anybody.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Understood? These are the only two options left to you, bro. Clear?
No problem. Yes, I totally.
And they have to be action tomorrow. You cannot leave this till Saturday, which is not a working day.
That's fine. No problem.
All right. Yallah.
Inshallah.
Yallah.
Thank you so much.
Yallah. Samina, go ahead. Unmute yourself. And we're going to make Samina the last one. Okay? More questions can be put in the thing, in the, what's it called? In the chat. And not just the chat. Guys, no panic. There's nothing that you're going to do different based upon what I've said today. Even if you're going to have to change configuration. Tomorrow's session will cover all, it'll be all Q&A, and we're starting early. We'll go on for a long time. Do not stress. I don't close the chat. We don't stop anybody chatting about Bagwas or F1 or insurance or food or Canadians being awake and Brits are sleeping noisy. Have it all. Enjoy yourselves. Ask all the questions and you're getting answers from all of the people. They're awesome, mashallah. Tomorrow we'll do all the questions live. Now let us now start planning and configuring our next moves, and keep an eye on the channel for another half hour. The stuff that's going to come out is going to be important. I want it actioned. So soon as Nusuk goes live again, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, I want you to add your package as per what you think now after this video. Don't worry about what changes. We will be emptying and do it again, emptying, do it again. That's important. That's important because it's training you guys to be able to act under pressure, because it will be under pressure on Sunday. So keep doing that. But for now, I want everybody to go now and like the package and then configure the package. Those who are serious in going. And I want you to fill up the form that's going to be released in the channel in the next few moments. Are we good? We're diddums? Everybody else?
Yeah, I think we're good. Jazakallah khair.
Barakallahu feekum. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, team, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for turning in and staying awake. Not going to be long now, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. I'll leave you to close out now. With that, subhanakallah wa hamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka Allahumma wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.